Japan is one of the most well-known longevity nations on the planet. Average lifespan among the highest in the world, one of the lowest rates of obesity and chronic disease among all developed nations, a population that remains physically mobile and cognitively sharp well into their 80s and 90s. Here is what surprises me most about this. Most Japanese people are not aware of it. They are not consciously doing anything for longevity. They are simply living the way their parents lived and their grandparents before them. And here is what surprises me even more. Most physicians, including many of my colleagues in the West, cannot fully explain it medically. The standard answer is genetics, or diet, or culture. But those are descriptions, not mechanism. They tell you what is different. They do not tell you why it produces the biological outcome it produces. I am Dr. Hiro. I am a practicing physician and functional medicine expert in Japan. I have spent years studying this question, not from the outside, but from inside the clinical reality of a country that is quietly running the longest longevity experiment in human history. In this video, I am going to break down what I believe is actually driving Japanese longevity at the cellular level, and I'm going to translate it into habits you can apply immediately. Not expensive protocols, not specialized equipment, not things that require you to move to Japan. The answer is not what most people expect, and once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. Let me show you exactly what I mean. My patients in their 70s and 80s, people who are still walking independently, still cognitively sharp, still metabolically healthy, tend to stop consuming caffeine in the early afternoon. Not because someone told them to, it simply never occurred to them to drink coffee at 4 in the afternoon. And the biology supports this completely. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours in the human body. Coffee at 3 p.m. is still partially active in your bloodstream at 10 p.m., keeping your adenosine receptors blocked and your nervous system primed for alertness at the exact moment your body needs to shift towards sleep. Removing afternoon caffeine is not a protocol. It is simply working with your own physiology instead of against it. They finish eating well before sleep. Again, not as a protocol, just as a natural rhythm. And the biology here is equally clear. Deep sleep requires your core body temperature to drop. Active digestion keeps it elevated. Eating a large meal close to bedtime does not prevent sleep, but it does compress the time available for the deep restorative phases where cellular repair actually happens. My patients eat early because their grandparents ate early. The mechanism explaining why is something Western science confirmed only recently. They dim their environments after dark. Japan has a culture of softer indoor lighting in the evenings, warm baths before bed, and winding down that has existed for centuries before anyone understood the science of melatonin suppression. Blue light from screens signals to your circadian system that it is the middle of the day. That signal delays the hormonal cascade that prepares your body for deep sleep. No amount of supplemental melatonin fully compensates for the signal that was blocked upstream. They walk every day, not as exercise, as transportation, as social ritual, as part of daily life. The human body evolved to sustain low-intensity movement throughout the day, not to be sedentary for 10 hours followed by an intense workout. Both matter, but the chronic background movement that Japan's built environment and culture happen to encourage is something that is genuinely difficult to replicate through scheduled exercise alone. They eat fermented foods at almost every meal. Miso soup in the morning, pickled vegetables alongside rice, occasional natto. These are not health foods in Japan. They are simply food. But the effect on the gut microbiome, on intestinal integrity, on the inflammatory signaling that flows from the gut to the rest of the body, is measurable and meaningful. They stop eating before they feel completely full. The practice of harahachibu, eating to 80%, is embedded in Japanese food culture. And what this does at the cellular level is create just enough caloric reduction to activate autophagy, the cellular cleaning process that is now the subject of enormous research interest in longevity science. Here is the pattern I have observed across every long-lived patient I have worked with. They are not doing more. They are doing less of the things that disrupt their biology. The biology of longevity is not primarily additive, it is subtractive. Remove what disrupts your circadian rhythm. Remove what inflames your gut. Remove what blocks your cellular repair cycle. When those disruptions are gone, the biology that has kept humans healthy for thousands of years begins to reassert itself without expensive interventions, without specialized equipment, and without anything your grandparents would find unusual. This is the principle behind the 10-day cellular reset, the protocol I use with my private patients and with executives from around the world who come to Japan for exactly this approach. It is designed not to add more to your routine, but to systematically remove what is blocking your biology from doing what it already knows how to do. The link is in the description. I will see you inside the program.